up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you remember, I recently did a decluttering of my wardrobe. If you didn't watch that, I'll link it above and also put it in the description box. After I did that, like, I had 3 big black bin bags full of clothes that the one was to throw away because they just were not good enough to give away, and the other 2 were to give away. I actually still have the 2 bags because I've been wanting to give them away at the church, and I haven't been to church in forever, so maybe I can do that this Sunday, I think. So after I did that decluttering, I just looked at the stuff that I was giving away and the stuff that I threw away. Okay, some of the stuff I threw away was quite old, but like the stuff that I'm giving away, I just thought, like, girl, you haven't worn this more than like 10 times, okay? And for me personally, that's not good enough. It's a waste of money, a waste of resources, a waste of space in my wardrobe. And so I really had to self-introspect and think about, like, being a little bit more eco-friendly in terms of like my wardrobe. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the winter items that I'm going to be knitting. So I'm working towards knitting some winter items and knitting some summer items. I haven't made a list yet of the summer items that I want to knit, but I have made a list of the winter items that I do want to knit. I haven't started on them yet. I'm currently busy still making the Hans sweater from Knitting for Olive for Zion. I'm almost done with that. I'm busy doing the ribbing at the bottom, and then I need to get onto the sleeves. If you look at the video that I did in terms of my plans for this year, you'll see the Hans sweater in there. But I think the plans for this year and beyond are going to change a little bit, just because after I did the decluttering, I just felt like, girl, we cannot be spending this much money on things that are not going to last. I have never ever shopped at Shein or Temu, and I never will. Okay, just because it's not worth it. It's not. And I'm not taking a dig at anybody who has. Those are just my values. I'm not going to shop at Shein, and I'm not going to shop at Temu. Because I don't know how to sew and I don't have a sewing machine, the stuff that is made out of fabric, I have decided that I will shop local. I've gotten 2 items already in. One is from Old Cocky, it's a shirt. The other one is from Me and B, and it's a pair of stripy jeans. So let's get into the list. What I've done is I have decided or chosen maybe 5 items from each type of clothing. So type, I mean like sweaters, cardigans, vests, dresses, skirts, that kind of thing. So in this video, it might not be exactly 5 each. For example, I think there are 6 sweaters that I want to knit, and there are only 2 dresses that I'm going to be knitting. So let's start with the sweaters. The first one is the Haze sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl. That's quite a mouthful. This one I specifically chose. It's a free pattern, by the way, so if you want to check that out, I will link it down below. I'll link all the patterns that I speak about in the description box. And no, this is not an affiliate marketing anything, so I don't get anything from linking them money wise. The Knit Pearl Girl. So the way that I've chosen the items that I will be knitting is to challenge myself to have staple items, to have things that I can easily swap out. So in terms of like when I buy made things that are made out of fabric and not knitted or crocheted, I have to look at what I'm going to be knitting and make sure that it fits in with the items that I have. So the Haze sweater I chose because I've never done any color work, and I did a little bit of research on YouTube, and a lot of people say the Haze sweater is an easy beginner color work item. The second one is the Mozart pullover by Boyland Knits. I don't know these designers' real names, okay, so I'm going to be talking about them via whatever their alias names are in terms of what their brand is called. So Boyland Knits, I actually wanted to knit the halibut sweater. I've seen it online copious amounts, but then the more I researched on the halibut sweater, the more I found that people were complaining about the way that it fits. And I was just like, I'm not going to suffer through color work for a jersey, a sweater that doesn't fit properly. So I skipped that instead and replaced it with the Haze sweater, but I still wanted something from Boyland Knits, and I went with the Mozart pullover. It's really nicely textured. I am going to be using like high quality yarn for all the things that I'm going to be knitting here, so that they last a while, you know. Next one is from Lindsay Deegan, flower pullover. I spoke about this in my plans for knitting, like what I plan to knit for the year. That is also like color work slash intarsia knit. Yeah, and then next is the wave sweater from Spectacle Strick. I think that's how you say it. I saw this on Lou Dangit, I think that's her name on Instagram, and I think mentioned it in my plans for knitting for 2025. I just think it's really funky. I can see myself wearing it with quite a few things, maxi skirts, even shorter skirts, knit skirts, yeah, pants, jeans, whatever. And then the last sweater is Snowy Forest by Midori Hirose. I don't know how to say that. It's a Japanese name, a Japanese designer. This just looked just to die for. It really, yeah, looks to die for. It's so classy. I just love it. Next, Cardigans. The April Cardigan by Yun Chong. I think that's how you say it. I really like this design. It's very flowy, I think. I had a cardigan similar to this one, a little bit heavier though, from Zara. I don't know if I put it in one of the piles that I was like giving away. But yeah, that's really cute. Next one is the Traveler's Cardigan by Ozetta Knitwear. I think this is just like a plain cardigan. It's not as long as the April cardigan. Just a cute staple to have. I am also trying to figure out like what kind of style I want to have now that I'm in my 30s. I'm a big girl. But I feel like this is a great staple to have. The sample that I'm seeing on the website is knit in gray. I've got a lot of gray brown things, and I'm trying to move away from that a little bit, you know, but like I said, not too much. I don't want to be too out there because I want things to work well together. Next is the Get a Drip cardigan from Anxious Girl Knits. I actually have the Get a Drip vest pattern, and I swatched for it recently as in yesterday. I did not get gauge, so I will be swatching for it again tonight. I want to do the cardigan just because I like the pattern that's like wavy, you know, and it will be nice to practice my intarsia again. And I think that will be cool that I make the vest and the cardigan. Another pattern from the Knit Pearl Girl is the Semper cardigan, the V-neck, that I would like to purchase. It's quite similar to the Traveler's Cardigan. I think that's what it said, yes, from Ozetta Knitwear. But I think this one is got a V, so I'm gonna try that one out. The sample pattern is a red cardigan. I don't own a lot of red clothes, but I feel like red would look nice on my skin tone. So maybe I might do a red or a rust color. Again, leaning towards the more browny things, but we'll see about that. Next is the Nishi Nishi by Yamagara. I like this one because it's got like ribbing. It looks like ribbing to me. It's also a v-neck cardigan, and it's a drop shoulder cardigan. I've never knitted a drop shoulder anything. Right now I said I'm knitting the hand sweater for Zion, and that is a raglan design. Last year I also knit him a raglan jersey, but the difference between last year's knit and this year's one is that last year's was knit in panels. Why did nobody ever tell me that knitting from top to down is so much quicker in the round, is so much quicker than knitting in freaking panels? Anyways, I learned my lesson. Yeah. The next item in my cardigans list is the Pea Cardigan by Irene Lynn. This is such a beautiful design, and I keep saying beautiful, but they really are. It's got cables and these little bobbles. I'm guessing those are the peas. I'm guessing, but it's a longer one, so it comes covers the bum a little bit, but I've got a big bum, so I don't know if it'll cover my bum, but I mean, you can go as long as you want to, I guess. This might take me a while, but I like it. Next category of clothing is dresses. So I don't necessarily wear a lot of dresses in summer or in winter, but I've chosen 2 dress patterns to knit for winter. The first one is called Lunch at Tiffany by Anne Catherine. I think she's German. I follow her on Instagram. I've watched her even through her pregnancy. She's designed some amazing things, knitwear. There's one where it's got a flap, so if you're breastfeeding it'll be easier. Just beautiful. Even if you're not breastfeeding, I feel like it's a different thing, you know, just having that little flap. But the Lunch at Tiffany dress I'm definitely going to make. Next one is Lagoon Dress by Yulin Knitwear. It's really cute. It is sleeveless, so you can like layer it up. I think for winter I might use, you know, a more woolly yarn, and then I would probably also knit another one for summer, but in a more summery type of yarn, if the pattern would allow. I don't know, but it's really cute. Next is scarves / neck warmers. I realized that I don't have scarves. I think I did pack most of them away because they were old, but also when I was packing them away I remember saying to myself, I'll just knit them. Did I knit them? No, I didn't, and winter's almost over, but that's besides the point. Suzanne Miller appears in my scarf list twice, and I've got 4 to knit. The first design by Suzanne Müller is the Berlin scarf. I looked at this and just thought it's a nice long scarf, you know. It's also not a thin scarf, so it's quite wide. I like to feel cozy in the winter, even though in South Africa we don't really have that cold of a winter. But I went to Lesotho recently, and we went up to the mountains to the snow, and I had a cute little what is the name of the designer? Why do I forget this? Anyways, I had a cute little designer scarf that was just not good enough for the snow, you know. The second scarf that I want to knit is the Coral Reef scarf by Lisa Hannes. I love the texture of this. I also like the shape of it, so it like tapers like that, whereas the first scarf from Suzanne Müller is just like a rectangle. This sample is knit in a light brown. I don't know what color I will knit, But I hope to take you guys with, oh, another sample that I'm seeing here is like a darker brown. But I hope to take you guys with or through with me. What am I saying? I hope to take you guys with me along the journey of making this capsule wardrobe. So once I've finished the actual projects, I will update you guys. Do not worry. Then this is more like a neck warmer and not a scarf. It's the terrazzo knit by Petite. Sorry, it's the terrazzo neck by Petite Knit. I've been seeing these a lot, like online, and I've never seen anybody in South Africa wearing these. So I'm like, you know what? I'm about to be that girl that's just wearing this thing. I think I've seen some in the store, like at Mr. Price, but we're not shopping fast fashion anymore, y'all. So we're gonna be making or buying local. I know people either really, I think she's polarizing, Petite Knit, but yeah, I have a few of her designs on this list. I see here there's 2 Petite Knit designs in my slipovers / vests, but we'll get there. Another Suzanne Müller pattern that I'm going to be making is the Jacques collar pattern. It is similar to Petite Knit's collar that I spoke about now, but I feel like it's a little bit wider, like sits right on the shoulders, whereas Petite Knit's one is like more here, and like maybe tapered a little bit like in the body going that way, whereas Petite Knit's is like more square. I really like her designs, you guys. Like, I never knew about her until I decided to research patterns that I want to make. The next category would be gloves. Tell me why I don't own a pair of gloves. Like, I don't necessarily like that they cover my fingers, so I feel restricted. It almost feels claustrophobic if I cannot, you know, get that sensory, if I'm touching something but I can't feel it because there's gloves covering my fingertips. So some of the patterns that I've chosen for the gloves are more like cut, you know, like, you know. And the first one is the Rodden Mitts by Isolde Teague. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Please, if I'm saying it wrong, forgive me. This is also like a ribbed pattern, and I really like it. Yeah, it's cute, man. It's really cute. I think what I'm gonna do is when I start knitting the for the winter wardrobe, I want to start with the smaller objects like the gloves, because they're an easy quick hit of dopamine, you know, whereas things like the Lunch at Tiffany dress might take me longer. And what happens is, if I've got a big project like that to make, I get bored, and then it becomes an unfinished object. And like the cardigans, you know, so I might maybe a better thing to do would be, when I'm purchasing the patterns, buy one big project pattern like a dress or a cardigan or a sweater, and then buy 2 small patterns so that I can cast on multiple projects. I'm not a monogamous knitter, please. I can cast on more than one project, and you know what, if I feel like, oh, today is a day for a small knit, then it's a small knit day. If I've got more time on my hands and I feel like I can tackle a bigger project, then I can do the big project. But I digress. Where was I? The Rodden Mitts, the field mittens. When I put this on my, this is by Camilla Vad, by the way. When I put this on my list, after I put it on my list, I immediately said, no, you're not doing that. So I'm not sure if I will do this, but for now, I'm just going to keep it on. And yes, these are like full mittens. I've got another Suzanne Müller pattern here. This is also a full mitten, so it's not cut off. These are called the all mittens, and they are also ribbed like the first mittens, the half mittens that I spoke about. I think they're just cute and classy. The model in this picture is wearing a cute coat, like a brown, a different shade of brown to the brown that the mittens are knitted in, and it's just giving rich milk. And that's the look I'm going for. Okay, finally in my gloves slash mittens section, I've got Badger Creek by Tin Can Knits. This is cute, also textured. I like the honeycomb texture that's on the mitts. These are full mittens, and the ribbing on the wrist. The ribbing on the wrist. I actually have no pattern for gloves. They're all mittens, either fingerless, or I think I've got 2 fingerless and 3 full mittens, and I like that. Yeah, I don't like things touching me here, guys. Like here, I've got this, I don't know, you know, I'm one of those people where if I break an egg and like put it into the frying pan, I'm gonna go wash my hands. If I chopped spinach, I'm gonna go wash my hands. If I touch salt, I'm seasoning the food, I'm gonna wash my hands. So things in here, it's not a nice feeling. So I need my fingers like this. Mittens, full mitten. Okay, next category is slipovers. I've got 2, 4, 6 slipovers in my list that I want to make. The very first one is, of course, the Get a Drip vest that I said I have swatched for, but that didn't get gauge. So I need to size down the needle size. I'm doing a full size down, wish me luck, because I didn't have a 0.5. Started off at 8mm, too big. So usually I would size down to 7.5, but I didn't have a 7.5, so I just did 7. I'm doing it in a gray. Hold on, let me get the yarn out for you so you can see. Okay, so I'm knitting the Get a Drip vest in these 3 colors. The one in the middle looks white, but it's actually like a cream color, and then the black. So the cream will be in the middle. This is the main color, this gray is the main color, and then the black everywhere else. Those are the 3 colors that I'm knitting in. Should I have gone brighter? Maybe, but you know what, I can always make another one. I just wanted to play it safe with those colors. The next one that I'm going to be making is the Lulu Slipover by Petite Knit. I've never actually owned a slipover, let's just talk about that, but I feel like they're quite practical on rainy days where it's not cold but it's not hot. If you live in South Africa, you know what I'm talking about. It's not cold but it's not hot. Like, it's not cold enough for me to be full on long sleeve jersey with the mittens or the gloves, but I am definitely going to need an extra layer, but I still need my arms out. The next slipover that I'm gonna make is the September Slipover by Petite Knit. I see that it's knit in brioche. I've never ever knitted in brioche, but that's fine. Like I said in the beginning of the video, that not only am I challenging myself to wear more locally made clothes and me-made clothes, but also challenging myself in learning new techniques. So it's knit top down in brioche stitch, and it really looks delicious, like a brioche bun. Next is a Tulip Loop vest by Other Loops. It's stunning. It's got these cables that run down like the chest all the way down. I've not, so it says here it's knit in a double knit plus lace, so an Aran weight, which is a worsted weight I think in South Africa. It's a v-neck, it's got ribbing and cables. Love it. I haven't knit cables before, but it seems like with this wardrobe I'm going to be knitting quite a few cables. So it says the lower part of the work is divided and worked back and forth in ribbing, and then there are slits on both sides. That's also quite cute. Next is the Moss Slipover by Yulin Knitwear. So the other day she had a sale that lasted I think 12 hours, and I remember going to bed that night thinking, you didn't buy the patterns that you wanted, because I wanted to buy the dress, one of the patterns, and then I think something else, I don't remember what. And then I woke up in the morning and I tried to buy, and it said your code is not working. So anyways, I'm gonna have to pay full price for this, but it's fine because I'm gonna use it again and again. But this slipover is really cute, you guys. So instead of it being like a jersey without arms, it's like it's like a front and a back of a jersey, and then it's attached with like this string, a band, yeah, rather like a small band. It's really stylish. I like how she styled it on the website. She's wearing like a puffy sleeve shirt, and then she's got this slip over like above or on top. It is knit in merino, held with mohair. I'm not a big mohair fan. I don't own any mohair except for one jersey. I own one jersey with mohair. It's very itchy, guys. It looks nice, but it's very itchy. So whenever I see a pattern that says something held together with mohair, I skip the mohair completely, because I want to wear it. I'm not going to spend hours and hours and hours knitting something and then not wear it. I want to wear it. So I'm gonna skip the mohair for this one. Now this is the last item in my slipovers and last item in my list of things that I'm going to be knitting, and it is the slanting slipover by Anne Fentel. It's so beautiful. It's like the armholes are like very low, and it gives this almost hugging the body kind of silhouette, but not tight, you know. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it's so simple, but just chef's kiss. I cannot wait. I can't wait to knit this. Like, let me read to you a little bit. It's an elegant graphic pattern across the shoulder that continues down along the sides of the slipover and ends at the side slits at the hem. So they are side slits. It's worked from top to down. First the collar is cast on, and then the shoulders are done in short rows and work to work the shape of the shoulder, and then it's split into front and back, and then work back and forth to the bottom of the armholes. It's so beautiful. Oh, it's really, really, really stunning. And I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna be quite happy with this. Once I have completed an object, or even like just like an update, maybe I'll do a little update video. I'll upload it for you guys. And also I'm going to go to a yarn sale. Yay! I found out about it on an Instagram story that one of the people I was following. A yarn sale. There's a yarn sale on the 28th of July. I might even skip lectures to go to that yarn sale. Don't judge me. Yeah, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Once I've done the list for the summer wear, I will definitely upload it. I know exactly which dresses I want to knit. I've seen them. They're on Yulin Knitwear's page. Oh yeah, that's what I missed out on, using her discount code. And then also I'll make another video of other knitted items that I'm gonna make for Zion. Yeah, and that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys are knitting, what's on your needles, what's on your crochet hooks. Also please check out my Etsy store in the description box. All the patterns that I've spoken about, you can find them in the description box. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.